Okay, dear devotees, please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to his confounder Charyas Evangelist Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Guranga. Mother NITYA KISHORE, welcome to our Hare Krishna Africa SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM daily platform. We thank you very much for making it to the class today. So we cannot hear you. You're muted.
Are you putting there the text? You're putting here?
Yes,
okay.
We'll put this, if you're ready,
Okay,
we'll put this text on the screen and then we'll start.
Sure. Hare Krishna, Dandavats.
Hare Krishna.
Good morning.
Welcome, yeah, you're welcome, Mother. So, Mother, over to you now. You can start.
Great. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narotamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Udirayet. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.6.28. O glories to your service, ISKCON Africa devotees, keeping Srimad Bhagavatam, reading such a long time every day. It's a very, very incredible sacrifice, Jagya. This is the real Jagya. Iti sambrita sambrara purusha vaya vairaham tameva purusham jagyam tenai vaya jamishwaram. Iti, thus Sambrita, executed, Sambhara, equipped myself well, Purusha, the personality of Godhead, Avaya Vahi, by the parts and parcels, Aham, I, Tameva, unto him, Purusham, the personality of Godhead, Jagyam, the enjoyer of all sacrifices, Tenaeva, by all those Ayajam worshipped, Ishwaram, the supreme controller. Translation, by his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. People in general are always anxious to have peace of mind or peace in the world, but they do not know how to achieve such a standard of peace in the world. Such peace in the world is obtainable by performances of sacrifice and by practice of austerity. In the Bhagavad Gita, the following prescription is recommended. Bhoktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyanman shantin richati. The Karma Yogis note that the Supreme Lord is the effectual enjoyer and the maintainer of all sacrifices and of the austere life. They also know that the Lord is the ultimate proprietor of all the planets and is the effectual friend of all living entities. Such knowledge gradually converts the Karma Yogis into pure devotees of the Lord through the association of unalloyed devotees, and thus they are able to liberate it from material bondage. Brahma, the original living being within the material world, taught us the way of sacrifice. The word sacrifice suggests dedication of one's own interests for the satisfaction of a second person. That's the way of all activities. Every man, please go up. Please go up with the text. Just a second. Every man is engaged in sacrificing his interests for others, either in the form of family, society, community, country, or the entire human society, but perfection of such sacrifice is attained when they are performed for the sake of the Supreme Person, the Lord. Because the Lord is the proprietor of everything, because the Lord is the friend of all living creatures, and because he is the maintainer of the performer of sacrifice, as well as the supplier of the ingredients of sacrifices, it is he only and no one else who should be satisfied by all sacrifices. The whole world is engaged in sacrificing energy for advancement of learning, social upliftment, economic development, and plans for total improvement of the human condition. But no one is interested in sacrificing for the sake of the Lord, as it is advised in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, there is no peace in the world. If men at all want peace in the world, they must practice sacrifice in the interest of the supreme proprietor and friend of all. Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Canta Radha Canta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchatatvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Vatarya Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Sim, papai. Pera.
Todas as glórias Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Sim, pai.
This is an incredible lesson, purport, explanation, clear explanation about a very important subject. Please, Prabhu, can you keep there? But if you don't want to keep it, you don't need to keep, because I can see here my phone, but you can keep there. It's because it's under your control here. Huh? Okay.
Yes, go ahead, Mati.
Okay. Okay. So, Srila Prabhupada here, he is explaining the meaning of sacrifice. What is that and why it should be done in a very, very clear, very, very interesting way. And he is talking something about we are passing through right now, about the peace. Srila Prabhupada is talking about peace. There will be no peace. Srila Prabhupada is saying, no peace. So first, we're talking about his first statement about the peace in the world, and then we talk about the sacrifice. The part of the sacrifice, what is karma yoga, it's very interesting that Srila Prabhupada is saying. From karma yoga, you go to pure devotional service. That's very interesting point that we are going to talk about it. Okay, peace. Everybody wants peace, but actually we are running. The society is running in an opposite direction, and it's not because they are acting, and it's not because they're not surrendered to the temple. This is not the reason. The reason is that whatever they are doing, they don't know what is the source of everything. They don't connect their activities. And what does it mean to satisfied? That Krishna should be satisfied, that you connect your sacrifice to the Lord's satisfaction. It doesn't mean that you're doing something, you follow some order from somebody, and then you are not sure about what's going on, but you're thinking that just by following orders from some authority inside the temple or some priest, then you are satisfying the Lord. we have Shastras. In the Shastra, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, SRIMAD Bhagavatam, in the Shastra is saying what are the principles, ethics. What does it mean to be a good person? What is the mode of goodness? What is the mode of passion? What's the tamagun? In the Shastra is explaining the concepts. So then what we should do? We should understand the concepts. And then when we are doing something, even, and of course, nobody's seen what we are doing, but because we are guided by higher principles and ethics and understanding, we try to apply all the time the principles that Krishna is saying in the Shastras. Krishna and the 12 Mahajanas and the Goswamis and the authorities. That we have to think about it. But there is one problem. If we don't know what they are saying and we just speculate, or we follow blindly somebody that maybe doesn't have your interest or the best interest at the heart. So this is a very important point. So if you understand and you are cultivating spiritual knowledge, that's the proper way to say that. If you're cultivating spiritual knowledge, how? Sadhusanga, listen to the Shastra, read into the books. You are cultivating knowledge. And then you yourself, you are a judge or a lawyer, or you are a professor, or you are a housewife, or you are a mother. It doesn't matter. We need everybody and everybody. You have your life and you have your job, or we have your company. And then what you're gonna do? In your relationship with the people and what you are doing, you will be trying to apply what you believe in your daily activities. That's a point. I was talking to a devotee in Brazil. She is a secretary of the higher federal judge in Brazil. And she said, I guide my work by Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. This is what she said. She's a secretary of the High Judge of Justice. And there, when she's talking or judging or writing, or she has relations with colleagues, what she applies? This is what she believes. She applies what she believes. Another person apply what they believe. Another person apply what they believe. What does she believe? She believes Bhagavad Gita. She believes Bhagavatam. So what she does? She applies the best that she can Krishna's teachings and orders. And what happened when she does that? She pleases Krishna. So it's very, very interesting. I have conversations with my God peers, God brothers, and God sisters about how to apply the philosophy, understanding that Krishna consciousness is for the whole society, not for only a few monks living inside the temple. And outside the ashrama is just like trying to survive. And then for one day, oh my God, I go to live in Vrindavan, I go to live in Mayapur, go to live in the temple, wake up 4:30 a.m. My goodness. What a small way to think about who is Krishna and who is Bhagavatam, and what is the Parampara, and what is Krishna consciousness. And, we don't have even to fight about that point. We just bring Bhaktivinoda Thakur to the talk. and he was a judge. And then you bring Mukunda and Chandrasekhar and all other Chaitanya Mahaprabhu associates. They were doctors, and some of them work in the government, and they have different things. So what you have to understand, that we understand the principles of Bhagavatam and what Krishna wants from us, and then in our what we do, we apply Krishna's grace, compassion, teachings, understanding, and that's our connection. It doesn't mean that somebody doesn't have to be a monk. No, you are a monk, great, do the same. You know why? Because some monks, even when inside the ashrama, inside the temple, they don't apply Bhagavatam, they don't apply Bhagavad Gita. If you're a monk, or a Vaishya, or a Kshatriya, or a professor, or a scientist, or a lawyer, or a judge, it doesn't matter. Whomever position you are, you apply. You are guru, you apply. Why some people lie about their desires and cheat behind the back? Same thing anybody can do in any activity in the world. What he's doing, he's not applying the teachings of Krishna and Bhagavad Gita and SRIMAD Bhagavatam. He's not applying. He's lying. He's cheating. He's causing violence. So if you are a secretary of the judge, or a teacher, or one man that, go to the house and clean the house, if you are a Shudra, you know Krishna, you can be a liar, a cheater, or you can apply what Krishna says in his books. I was thinking about how much violence against women that is in India, and they say they are Hindus, but actually when Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, he's saying to Uddhava the 26 qualities of the devotees. The first one is non-violence. What does it mean? So then if you are violent against your wife, your kids, what kind of Hindu you are? If you don't agree with somebody, then you become violent, of kind of Hindu. The first one is violence and non-violence. So you can apply this in any position of the world. You are in the world, any position you occupy, in the world, in any position. And why you occupy this position? Why somebody is a nurse? Why somebody is secretary of the judge? Why somebody is a manager? Why somebody is a salesperson? Why? It comes from past lives. You don't have a control. You were born in Africa, we were born in Brazil, you're born in America, you're black, you're white, you're woman, you're man, or between. How you can control? You don't control. And then you have to go that. What's the difference between you and others? You have, if you want to be successful, you apply Krishna's orders, Krishna's teachings, Krishna's recommendations, Krishna's understanding. You apply that. You apply day by day. You try to apply. Of course, I'm not saying that we have to apply 100%. Many times we can't. Many times as we have difficulties. We're not completely self-controlled. We're not completely pure, or there is circumstances around. For example, about the man who made a vow of not lying never. And then he said to the bandits where the family were, and then they got killed. Very famous story, because he had a vow of not lying. So many times, sometimes we have to think about what we are doing, but still we always can guide our daily life or our life, whatever we are. We can be guided by compassion. We can be guided with non-violence principles. We can be guided with love. We can be guided by thinking, how can I give Krishna to that person, if it's ready or not? If it's ready, okay. If it's not ready, I just can show always remember what Krishna wants me to do in any position. Not like I am in front of the deity, I am very good, and then I come out from the temple and then I just forget everything. And then I only can be good when I inside the temple in front of the deity. That's called kanista. And then in my life, I forget about all the knowledge, all that I have to apply. I forget about everything. So in the second part of the purport, Srila Prabhupada is talking about that, isn't it? Second part of purport, because he's talking about sacrifice. Can you please go to the purport? I can, okay. Okay, please go up. Brahma, the original living. Okay, karma, just a second. The karma yogas, no. Okay, that's very interesting to know. Okay, we think that karma yoga is bad, and Srila Prabhupada said here in the purport, the karma yoga is not bad. Karma yoga is good. Srila Prabhupada is saying, the karma yogis know that the Supreme Lord is the factual enjoyer and maintainer of all sacrifices and of the austere life. This is very interesting. I wish that I can be a karma yogi. I wish. Karma yogi knows, he has conscious, knows who is the enjoyer and the maintainer. This consciousness is very, very important, because you'll be acting according to your conscience, isn't it? So they also know that the Lord is the ultimate proprietor. Wow, this is the best position ever, isn't it? Such knowledge gradually converts the karma yogis into pure devotees of the Lord through the association of unalloyed devotees. This is the best life. If you cannot go directly to do anything like, your reality, because to go to directly surrender everything immediately shouldn't be forced, shouldn't be by repression, shouldn't be because if I show myself a very renounced person, I will have a lot of prestige in the society. Everybody will love me and think I am very advanced. These are not the reasons why a person should surrender everything. Not the reason. Here is saying, karma yogi, they know Krishna is the supreme person. He's the controller. He is everything. He's the enjoyer of all sacrifices. But he has his family. He has his profession. And what he does? He listens. He gets sangha for those who are for real renunciants. That's very good, isn't it? This is perfect. No cheating, no lies, no hypocrisy, no. You are in your position, and then I am in my position. Both are in the track, in the journey. We are not cheating anybody. We are not being repressed or angry. Sometimes it's so repressed that they get angry. If you're happy, you have to be happy in order to be calm, to be okay, to be lovely. You have to be comfortable. Oh, this is my position. I don't feel any pressure. I'm comfortable, and I'm practicing, and I am progressing according to my rhythm, according to my understanding. That's the best. And then I go to listen from pure people. You know, I give you an example. I live in India. Now I am in Brazil, but I live in India. And then when it's parikrama, we go and then we associate with Indradyumna Swami. One example. Indradyumna Swami. Preaching and traveling for 43 or 45 years. That's Indradyumna Swami. Another one, Lokanatha Maharaj. Traveling and preaching for 45 years. Joined ISKCON, he was 15 years old. Amazing. He is completely comfortable in his sannyasi ashrama, both of them. They are in Vrindavana doing parikrama on Kartika. You go listen from them. You go and listen to them singing kirtan, Jarada Madhava, and then tears will roll from your eyes when you hear them singing. The only thing that you think you are in Vrindavana and listen to them is just stand up and dance. Everything is perfect. You are in your perfect position. There is nothing wrong with you. You are in your journey, and they are in their journey. No guilty, no repression, nothing like that. I want to be like them, especially the man. The man is a problem. I'm not. I am attached. I'm my wife. Why I'm like that? Why I'm like this? Why this confusion? Why? What position do you want for you? You want a fake position because you're not there yet. So then, because you're not there, you have to lament and cry and protest and be upset, be angry or be envious. No. Why? Isn't it? Everybody is happy in their own skin, and they are slowly advanced in understanding. They are not there yet. We are not there yet because we don't have the full understanding. And then you cannot fake understanding. You cannot fake renunciation. You cannot. Be what you have to be. And because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say, this knowledge is practicing with happiness. We're happy in practicing. We're feeling very fortunate that in this lifetime, we can act, but we know who is the source of everything. We have the mantra, we have a guru, we have holy places to go, we have meditations to do, we have nice people to associate. The heart is full of gratitude. That's the heart. Heart is calm, full of gratitude. Oh, I'm not perfect. Oh, what a surprise. No, you're not perfect. So what? What's the problem? It's very interesting that none of this pressure, it doesn't come from parampara and doesn't come from the big names, big time of our society. You know, It's coming from fanatic people, from fundamentalist people that they have a wrong understanding. But if you go to Parampara, if you're going to Rupa Goswami, if you go to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they don't speak like this. They don't speak like this. Prabhupada wasn't speaking like this. When Madhusudana fall down, Madhusudana was amazing. Madhusudana Maharaj from Australia. I think his name is Madhusudana. And he was so good. He was so, my God, he loved Krishna. And he's so good, doing a lot of amazing service. And then he fell down from the sannyasi ashrama. And somebody told him some stupid things. And then he left. And Prabhupada was so upset. Prabhupada, why you did this to him? Let him stay. It doesn't matter if he's married. That's what Prabhupada said. Because he was amazing. And Prabhupada knew. Prabhupada so experienced. He knew. Okay, it didn't work out for him. But his character, his capabilities, his skills, Prabhupada knew. It was work with him. It doesn't change because he fall down, because he got married. He is the same man, Prabhupada's man. He just changed his ashrama. And Prabhupada was like, why? I wanted him to be here. So, yeah, we have to take from the word from the acharyas and try to understand what's contradictory and why it's contradictory, and ask other people sometimes for understanding why this is not exactly how is here, why this person say is not connecting here, what's going on. For example, the statement that if you chant Hare Krishna once, you'll be liberated. And then you say, oh my God, so why I have to chant every day? Why I have to chant so much? Why I still suffering? You can ask these questions, and there is answer for those questions. What does it really say? In Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that the type of liberation and when, that's the point. Okay, you chant Hare Krishna once, and then your journey starts. How much time it takes? You don't know. What kind of liberation? You don't know. But it started. So there is no contradiction. Sometimes we just don't understand. Then we have to make questions. We have to be more concerned to learn and understand it properly, then show off something that you are not. That has to be our concern. How can I advance for real? What are my real challenges? It's alcohol, it's sex life, it's drugs. Why I'm attracted to those things in Tamagon? Why I'm feeling like this? And how can I go through this without getting crazy? And always praying to Krishna, my Lord, please forgive me and help me to go through this path. I'm so fallen. That's our behavior. Not faking. Faking doesn't bring us anywhere. Prabhupada said that. Faking things doesn't bring us anywhere. But understand and then go through and pray. That will bring us to Krishna. Or it take maybe a little bit more lives. So then what? Anything is better than faking. Anything. Okay. Oh, Prabhu, can you please go again to the text? Because I missed something about the sacrifice that I want to. Just a second. Oh, okay. Okay, maintain all false sacrifices. Can you go down Such knowledge gradually, karma yoga is pure devotees. Okay, that part of sacrificing is very interesting, very important. The word sacrifice suggests dedication of one's own interest for satisfaction. Srila Prabhupada, Prabhu, you can stop here, there, please. Please leave it there, the purport. Prabhupada is the best teacher ever. First, Srila Prabhupada is giving the concepts. What does it mean, sacrifice? And this is amazing. This is the best teachers. First, they clarify the concept, because the concept can be, you cannot leave the concept to be subjective. That what is sacrifice? And then I think blah, 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 blah. And then another person, I think blah, blah, blah. No, not like that. So Srila Prabhupada is giving. What does it mean, sacrifice? Dedication of one's interest, my interest, my desire, or my, I forgot the name. There is one name more interesting to describe that. Anyways, my interest for the satisfaction of a second person. Prabhupada, this is the way of all activities. Prabhupada is saying, look, we are not asking you something strange. No, that's normal. Everybody lives like that, doing sacrifice for the company, for the family, for your kids, for your wife, for your husband. Yeah, everybody does that. Everybody does. So every man is engaged in sacrificing his interests for others all the time. I wanted something, but then I sacrificed this for somebody else. So family, society, community, country, or entire human society. Very interesting. But perfection of such sacrifices is attained when they are performed for the sake of the Supreme Person, the Lord. So where is the misunderstanding? Isn't it? And when we think that by renounced our prescribed duties for something else, then we are satisfying Krishna. Like family is Maya, society, I'm working, then I don't do well because this is all Maya. This is not for Krishna directly. It's not a Rath Yatra or Kirtan fest or deity worship. So then I become like, what's the name? I'm beside of the society. I don't do well. I don't find, like, let's suppose that you're a good writer and you would like to write about technology. What's the problem? And so then we don't do well because we are not advanced enough to go to the temple, stay there, and then we make sure we do that for ourselves. We make sure our life is a mess. We don't do anything nicely because the material world is miserable and we are in Kali Yuga. Then this is explanation why we have a society that cannot offer so much, even for the mission that we are supposed to help. Because then if you don't have skills, if you don't have money, if you're not capable, and if you don't have money, how can you support the preaching? For example, you go to a devotees program and then there is nobody there to understand how to manage the sound system that can be palatable, that can be pleasurable for those who are listening. Why? Because everybody thinks that become a sound engineer is Maya. This is the reason. So here, when Srila Prabhupada is saying that, we just twisted and we misunderstood. We misunderstood that. Then we became poor, and we even cannot help ourselves, cannot help the society. We have to stop to misunderstanding Srila Prabhupada's statements. Whatever you are doing, you know, even some people, they're Christians. They're Christians, or they just pious. They maybe sometimes they have no religion, but they acknowledge the source. There is a spiritual source of everything. And they say the universe. So they pray and they have gratitude towards the universe. They understand that, oh, this is not me, but this is something bigger than me. So they don't know the name, they have no knowledge, but they acknowledge something bigger than them. But they do great things, Nobel Prize, great teachers, you know, projects and programs, and then they give their money that they earn with their hard work to maybe not so noble causes. But we, if you have a great profession and you become a millionaire, never is a loss, because then we can expand and support projects, amazing projects for education of Krishna consciousness, festivals and programs, and so many things that you can do. We can do a lot, but we just misunderstood the point. We became guilty, feeling inferior in every respect, feeling not capable, that I'm not good enough, the men thinking I'm not good enough because I have to be a brahmachari, I have to be a sannyasi, but I'm not good, I cannot do anything good. But this is a misunderstanding. And this explains why we had problems in our society. Grihasta's first duty is give charity. Okay, where is your money? You don't have to give charity. So then your purpose is not fulfilled. Okay, so this is it. Please, can you go down, Prabhu? Up, sorry, go up or down? I'm sorry, no, down, sorry. Down, please. Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. The whole world is engaged in sacrificing energy for advancement of learning, social upliftment. Prabhupada is very specific. Economic development, yeah. People do a lot of sacrifice for that. And plans for total improvement of the human condition. But no one is interested in sacrificing for the sake of the Lord, as it is advised in the Bhagavad Gita. Because they have no knowledge. But if they have all this, and then they have knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and SRIMAD Bhagavatam, and then you change this. You change the situation. Therefore, there is no peace in the world. If men at all want peace in the world, they must practice sacrifice in the interest of the supreme proprietor and friend of all. And how to know what Krishna wants, what the acharyas wants? By practicing shravana and then kirtan, by purifying your filters. We have filters in our senses that doesn't help us to understand or put in practice what we learn. But then the kirtan in the Maha Mantra will purify our consciousness, that we can understand how to put in practice what we are hearing or what we are studying or learning. This is the reason why we chant. Okay, so it now is 50 minutes talking. Thank you very much for being there, everyone. Welcome. And please, your comments or questions, they're welcome.
Sarika, we can't hear you.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yes, you take it over. Go ahead.
Well, Hare Krishna, thank you all devotees. Thank you so much, NITYA, KISHORE, DEVI, as always. Well, devotees, if anyone has question, comment, realizations, please, you may indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand, and you'll be asked to unmute to speak. But I see, like you rightly said, Srila Prabhupada is an excellent teacher. Long time ago in my home country, I used to have one lady that I used to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books to. Anytime we have new books, she will buy. And she was not particularly interested in the philosophy. She was much more interested in the grammar, in the English language, the way Srila Prabhupada writes. Because she says she gives the book to her children, for her children to read, because your man is an excellent writer. That is what she would say. Yeah. So, but help me if I'm wrong. I think when Srila Prabhupada talks about sacrifice, he is referring to the sacrifice of this age, which is Harinama, Harinama, Harinama Eva Kevalam. So many religions, not just Hare Krishna, all glorify the holy names of the Lord in various forms. Even though we're doing all these sacrifice, which is meant for pleasing the Lord, but we still have so much mess in this world. Is it because we are not doing the sacrifices properly, or we're doing the sacrifice as much as we can, and even though the sacrifice is checking the impact of this Kali Yuga, we are not seeing it? Which is which? Hare
I
Krishna.
have a question. You were talking about the normal mass that we're having everywhere.
Yes. Not just in ISKCON, the whole world.
Okay, you were saying that although we are chanting, is still there's so much mess and
Yes.
war and everything's wrong in the world. Okay, thank you for the question.
Yeah.
In the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, that I think is third canto. This is the same question: why the pure devotees come to the material world and they suffer? Because the 5 sons of Arjuna, they got beheaded by a very stupid, crazy man. So, and then can you imagine how much suffering is this? Your 5 kids, they lifeless, lying down without a head. You can see that you and your wife and can you imagine? So he's a pure devotee. When he comes to the material world, he doesn't have any karma, but why he has to go through the suffering? And then they answered that is a material world will be always like that. This is its nature. We cannot change that. We cannot change that. It's like water. Water is liquid and they cannot change that. It's natural like that. Yeah, for artificial means, put in the fridge, blah, blah, blah. But water in the state, natural state, is liquid. So this is the nature of this world. Everybody who comes here, even they say that Krishna went through sadhasati. The mess with the jeweler that was robbed and Krishna was falsely accused. He has to defend himself and everybody was involved. What a mess. And people say that this was sadhasati, that Krishna has to go through, that sets this problem with Saturn in people's lives that makes a mess. So material world is hopeless and is going to destruction, to annihilation, according to Bhagavatam. So what the knowledge does for people in general is like, if a person is, for example, now in the war between Israel and the Hamas, the first question that we have to make is, who is giving the weapons to Hamas? Hamas has many incredible weapons, all kinds of missiles. What is this? Who is giving them? Look, a person who is selling to Hamas the weapons is very guilty and is going to hell with the people who is killing with the same guns. So what changed with the spiritual knowledge, what the holy names, what changes people consciousness? If this person is a God conscious, he'd never do that. He'd never invest in weapons, to create weapons, to develop weapons to kill people. Prabhupada said a very interesting thing. Prabhupada said somebody discovered the atomic bomb and got a reward, and it's a great discovery. And Prabhupada said, they are creating bombs to kill. And then he said, we are giving a knowledge that will stop that, not increasing. That's Prabhupada's class and Prabhupada's arguments. So we are thousands of people, and maybe millions, came in contact with the Maha Mantra and became vegetarians, and they are living this world, or whatever they are, they have to be more active in society. We understood wrong that no activity is better than activity. We understood it wrong. If you become a director of a hospital and you are Krishna conscious, you can do much better than those who are not. If you're a governor, you can do much better if you are not. The objective is not to change the nature of this world. This world has its nature. Krishna, the pure devotees, they had to go through. What to speak about us? What to speak about Kali Yuga? So this is not what we have to change. These questions already Prabhupada answered in another ways. But I don't want to go further because somebody is here. Anadinidanam Das Prabhu.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much, NITYA Kishore, because as you were answering my question, then I just remembered a class my wife was listening to yesterday, and then I heard this devotee, very wonderful devotee, Sampati Prabhu. He gives very nice.
Nice.
Yes. And he was saying that sometimes a devotee may think that I am a devotee, so why should I feel cold in winter? It says I'm a devotee. Why should I feel hot in the summer? That is just the nature. Thank you so much for the answer.
Very nice.
I didn't know problem. Please, you'll be on mute.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mother, Nandavat pronounced the order assembly devotee. So, Krishna Mother, if I may ask a follow-up question to Sadhguru Prabhu's question, what do you make of this statement that actually we are chanting, we are doing sadhu sangha, we are doing harina, we are doing all we are supposed to do, but yet because of we don't love each other, Krishna is not pleased. For that matter, that is why we are experiencing what we are experiencing in this material world. What can you say to that also? Because if actually Krishna is pleased, I don't think we'll be experiencing what we are experiencing. Even though you said in your analogy that water is liquid by nature. But the other way around, when you put it in the fridge, yeah, it can be solidified.
Yeah.
Issue. So if actually what we are doing it out of love, and Krishna is pleased, you will not be seeing what we are seeing in this material. What can you say to that also? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your honest, sincere question. This is the way to go. Otherwise, we don't get to advance spiritually if you have a misunderstanding. Of course, expecting that I am chanting, I am reading, and then bad things happen means Krishna is not pleased with me is a big misunderstanding. You cannot know whether Krishna is pleased or not with you. You cannot know because you cannot hear Paramatma. You cannot. Where are Krishna's orders that you can understand if he's pleased or not? In the books. So if you're doing Harinama, Krishna is pleased. You are chanting the holy name, Krishna is very pleased. You are preaching, Krishna is very happy with you. You are treating people nicely, Krishna is so happy. He's so merciful. He is not, this is not Christianism like that, in this fundamental way, the fanatic. No. Krishna is not demanding like that also. He's the supreme merciful Lord. And you are doing all this, and then he's very happy. He's very happy with everything. And you will be getting next life and this life, the results about your spiritual, transcendental activities. Of course, you are getting in this life, in the next life. But this is one thing. Another thing, it's what we did in the past lives. We don't know what we did in past lives. We born here and we have no memory. So we did bad things. This life, maybe we had to suffer. No good family, no love when we were small, poverty, or maybe you're rich, but your father doesn't care for you, your mother doesn't give you any love. This is from childhood. And then maybe adulthood, you cannot find a good partner, or you have some sickness. What it has to do with what you are doing in this lifetime, about chanting, about reading, about listening to the holy names, it has nothing to do. Whatever you did in the past lives, you cannot just run away like that. What Prabhupada said about that? You have to pay at least 25%. And you know what? We are supposed to suffer much more than we are suffering. But because we are chanting, and then we are just paying 25%. And then we have to make intelligent decisions. Not like that we make stupid decisions. Let me tell you, if you are 35 years old, or me, I am 35 years old, 40 years old, and after 10 years, I will be 50. After 15 years, I will be 55 years old. Listen, I'm going maybe to need a doctor, to need a surgery, and I cannot work maybe 15 hours per day. And I am 35, I'm 40, and I'm not thinking about what will be happening in the future. And now I have to prepare. I'm not thinking, planning how I have to prepare myself. To old age means you'll be suffering. You'll be begging, you'll be sick, You don't have medical care. There are so many consequences. These consequences is not about Krishna. It's about you. You have your responsibility. You're not making good decisions, you'll be suffering. We didn't do good decisions in the past lives. And then in this life, we suffer. So we have to be careful to take good decisions and to understand what we are doing. Like Rupa Goswami said, first, you be conscious. What's your duty? What's your age? What's your gender? What you have to do? What's your condition? You be conscious, and then you become Krishna conscious. The factor that will be missing, that will bring, meaning to everything, is Krishna, his personality, his love, his pastimes, Radharani, Vrindavana, Goloka Vrindavana. This is the sweetness of everything. But apart from that, you cannot deny the nature of this world, your past life, your karma, the decisions that you make. We have to come to Bhagavad Gita for help. You know what? Nobody here, myself, in ISKCON 33 years, or people that are here, we are not guilty of anything. It's just like we got Bhagavad Gita, SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, directed. They were directed not for us, but for monks. Monks have a different lifestyle, different things, but those are not monks. Then how they will apply, they have to apply in a proper way. Like Arjuna applied. He said, I'm not fighting. This fight is not mine. Come on, Krishna. Everybody will die. Forget about that. And Krishna said, what? You have a duty, man, You have a duty. You are a warrior. You were telling me that you are renouncing your duty? Why? We missed, I'm telling you, tell everyone, we missed the point. The Hare Krishnas missed the point. Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna is saying, go and fight. Do your duty. If you die, Krishna said, you go to heaven. If you don't, you have the glories in this world. So why you are then, but Krishna, is this worth it? And then the explanation, the whole Gita, how you do your duty in a proper way, how you change your consciousness, meanwhile you do your duty. That's a point. That's a point. This is 1 month conversation. Next question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. There is this saying that those who fail to plan are planning to fail. So we should try to plan, even though Krishna is there.
I don't like when people blame Krishna, the most sweet Lord, for their failures. I'm in this situation because Krishna wanted me. Come on, Krishna is not like that. You are making decisions. Please don't blame Krishna. Krishna is only giving us the best what he can give. And this is a bhakti way. That's very interesting for connecting to Krishna, isn't it, Sahadeva? The loving Lord. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, there is no best Lord. I want to cry. He said, there is no best Lord than Krishna. And then he's asking, who will not surrender or serve Krishna? He's the best Lord. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. If maybe we focus in hearing. Maybe we focus more in hearing. That would be better for us. I think it's missing knowledge, spiritual knowledge, maybe. Yeah. Prabhuji, Kavi Karnapur. Oh, what a name!
Hare Krishna
Just
Mataji.
because of
Thank you
this,
very much.
just because of this name, you have to forget about everything else.
Hare
You say
Krishna Mataji.
Karnapur, and then it's just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stunning, walking.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much for your wonderful lecture. And I have it's like a contribution or a question mixed together, because you are saying that we have to plan, which is very important. But what about surrendering to Krishna? Because if you surrender to Krishna, then according
Then
to
you
Krishna,
don't have to plan. You don't have to plan if you surrender to Krishna. Okay, you can continue. Sorry, continue.
yes, because that is the essence of devotional service, to completely surrender. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Dadami Buddhi Yogatam. So he gives the intelligence by which one can come to him. So I was just thinking, what our intelligence can play if we don't surrender to Krishna. Because if somebody is truly surrendered to Krishna, then he will not complain, he will not blame Krishna for anything that happens in his life. So if somebody is blaming Krishna, it means that he's not surrendering to Krishna, or he has not surrendered to Krishna. Because a devotee will never blame Krishna for anything. Even if he's undergoing serious suffering, he will see it as Krishna's mercy. So if somebody is complaining, it means he's not surrendering, and he has not surrendered. So I want you to
Okay.
throw more like this. Thank you.
What's the question, Karnapur?
That is why I said that his question means with a comment. So you have to put more pepper and salt and spice. You can put more spices on that. Thank you.
Kavi Karnapur, I have a question for you. I have a question.
Please.
Kavi Karnapur, I have a question.
Okay,
Do you
Mataji, please go ahead.
Do you think in your head that if you plan means you don't depend on Krishna?
Because sometimes if we plan, if truly you surrender to Krishna, Krishna can disrupt your plan because it's your own arrangement. And Krishna may have another arrangement for you.
Kavi Karnapur, go slow. How that can be your own arrangement? Listen, guys, please thinking what you are saying right now. This is a very important point for us.
Very important. Yes.
How can you think it's your own arrangement if the oxygen that you breathe comes from Krishna?
Yes.
Nothing can be your own arrangement, because everything what you have, your intelligence, your brain, your body, everything, the air that you breathe, everything comes from the Lord. So the mercy is already there. Without this, you cannot do anything. So, Prabhu, please understand, and everybody here in this class, understand, planning, it is your responsibility. And planning doesn't mean that you don't depend on Krishna. The results you don't know. Please pay attention. No planning means tamagun. Acting reckless means a mode of passion. And when you plan and you have a goal and you are guided by the principles of Bhagavad Gita and SRIMAD Bhagavatam, that means that the result you have no control. It doesn't mean that you don't have to act. Means that they have no control over the results. According to Bhagavad Gita, no action means tamagun. And for acting, you need to think. And thinking means the plan. So planning, never, it's a big misunderstanding. Planning, it's intelligence. Planning doesn't mean that you don't depend on Krishna. You cannot even live without a plan. But when the plan is a little bit more complex, that we have to put more brain there, we are thinking Krishna is not involved. But who gave the brain to you and the source of intelligence is Krishna. That understanding is enough for the devotee. It doesn't mean that they don't have to plan. Never, ever. This is a big misunderstanding. You can tell everyone, big sannyasis, sorry Maharaj, Sorry, Swami, this is a misunderstanding. If I am in Mayapur, I don't go to classes, very few. But if I go and somebody says this in the Vyasasana, in Mayapur Dham, I would raise my hand and tell, sorry, you're wrong. This is very, very wrong. And Sahadeva, between us, it damaged people a lot. Because then they cannot have a proper life. They cannot have a proper life for their kids, for their wives, because they don't have any plan. So they end up without money to pay the dentist when they become old. So they have no teeth. They even cannot preach. This is what happened without plan. Unless even a person who was born wealthy needs a plan. And it means that you don't trust Krishna? Never, never, ever. Who is Krishna? The source of everything and the proprietor of everything. We just read that in the purport. Understanding the Krishna's position is knowledge. And you know that everything, and then you praise the Lord, like the Christians, praise the Lord. You praise the Lord and you're grateful to the Lord, but your responsibility to plan your life, this is yours. Your car has to have insurance. And when you're old, you have to have a house to live. You have to have retirement. I know Prabhupada disciples, today they are 70 years old. They told me, Nitya Kishore, I am very comfortable. I'm preaching, I am chanting. Those who didn't plan, they are in a very difficult situation right now, is what he said. In Mayapur, there are many Prabhupada disciples from everywhere. You can learn a lot from them. Why? Because they went through everything. They are grandfathers now. Prabhupada disciples, they are a great source of inspiration and experience and knowledge. Not talking about guru, sannyasi only. No. Those who went through everything, they are amazing. So I had their association and it was very, very valuable for understanding all those difficulties and problems. Okay, I'm sorry for the length of the answer. Madhuvan Prabhu, sorry, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Madhavan Prabhu, on mute. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Mother. Nice associating with you. It's a pleasure. And from your narration, you highlighted some very important areas where we miss it as a devotee. First of all, not clearly understanding the process of karma yoga. Then when it comes to this, our last discussion about planning, what about inspirations also? Because sometimes whatever is even created in this material world, it comes from inspiration, that is ideas putting in our mind by the super soul, and then implementing these ideas. So if one got inspiration, then you have to follow it up. And I think in this aspect also, planning has to come in. And so I quite agree with you that one has to plan, but the planning has to be in accordance with the Bhagavad Gita teaching, BHAGAVATAM, and the rest of the scripture. I don't know if I'm making any points, Mother.
She's coming.
Yeah, she'll be coming.
No, I am here. I am here. It's just Sahadev, his sound is not. So I try to listen.
Okay.
Can you please summarize for me?
Yeah, what he was saying is that he's very much appreciative of your presentation, and he agrees with you that we have to plan, because oftentimes people do things based on inspiration, and inspiration means the Supreme Lord in the heart is speaking to you and giving you what to do, which is more or less a planning also. But again, his most essential point is that we have to plan, but the planning has to be in accordance with the Lord's plans. Like what the Lord says in the Gita Bhagavatam. It should not be something contrary to what the Lord is asking us to do.
This is his opinion, and what is his question?
It was just more or less a contribution.
Okay, this is the comment. No
Yes.
problem, Madhuvam.
Yeah.
No problem. It's a comment. No problem.
Yeah.
Listen, I know it's not easy to deprogram. Not easy, but actually, it's a big mistake. Don't take ownership of your own life, thinking that Krishna is not giving you permission for that. And when you're saying it should be according to Krishna's plan, you don't know what Krishna's plan. And we are under karma in the material world. We don't know what we did in the past lives. What we did in the past lives are running our life in this lifetime. And this is called knowledge. If you do Bhakti Shastri, if you study deeply SRIMAD Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, you come from this conclusion. This is the reality. This is a fact. We are running this life on the reactions from past lives. What happened to us? Because if you were chanting and following the principles, will be, Prabhupada said, 75% less. 25% we have to go through. Krishna's plan, yes, Krishna's plan, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, big people, not us, not yet. We are involved in the material world, you have to understand. But is this a bad position? Of course not. Meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, the holy name, know SRIMAD Bhagavatam, associate with the devotees. Eat not only vegetarian, but prasada. It's a bad position. I don't think so. I think this is incredible, wonderful, amazing, unbelievable, good. And then, I forgot. I was very sinful. Now I have to pay my debts. And then I think, I'm not following Krishna's plan, and then he's not happy with me and I'm suffering. No, we are suffering because we are sinful. We are suffering because we did bad. This is the reason why we are suffering, not another reason. Christians only is giving us mercy through everything. And what is Krishna's plan? My question is, how do you know what's Krishna's plan? And then in the beginning of this lecture, I said, look, we have to try to apply Krishna's teachings in our daily life. That's real. What decision I'm making today, it's according to Krishna's teachings, yes or not. Oh yes, I'm doing my best. What I'm not doing, I cannot do. What I can do, I can do. Next life will be collecting what we planting in this lifetime. The best what we can. This is how we can do. So it's a big misunderstanding. We are thinking, Krishna is giving, planning, doing. No, Krishna is acting through material nature. Material nature is ruling this world. And you can get evidence, Madhuvan, Prabhu, even from Bhagavatam. This is one example what Arjuna has to suffer, what Kunti has to go through. All pure devotees, Krishna was present. Can you imagine? Kunti Devi, you know what Kunti Devi said to Vasudeva when they met in Kurukshetra? She said, I was suffering so much and you didn't contact me. In the words of today's how people are speaking. because she was alone, a woman, alone, widow with 5 kids, and then her relatives trying to kill all of them. That was Kunti's situation. I think, you know, like if we just go through it with less, how can I say, fanaticism, but just for real, you know, like understanding Kunti. Kunti is a widow with 5 kids, and people are trying to kill them all, in so many ways, many times. This is Kunti. And then Kunti, Krishna was present. How can you explain? We are not suffering here more than Kunti Devi. I'm telling you. Nobody's trying to kill us. I'm here sitting in my house giving Bhagavatam class. I have nobody behind me trying to put fire in my house, killing my kids. Guys, look, we just have to think a little better, like, and trying to put this for real. Like, what's real? What's reality? Then we understand. And you know, this is very nice that you feel in your heart. And I never thought I am a marketing manager. I deal with statistics and numbers, and I want to cry. Why? How? You know, I did when I was in India. Now I'm in Brazil. I live in India. I was doing parikrama. And in parikrama, you can hear many times the pastimes. And the pastimes, they're very important. They melt your heart. They change you. They change your emotions. This connection is very important. Like you understand, Kunti is for real. Pandavas are for real. Arjuna is real. He is Krishna's friend in so many ways. And then we have Uddhava. And then you have so many other people. You connect to these people. You have to connect to these people. Make plans. Go to parikrama. In parikrama, you listen about Krishna. You listen from the Sangha. You walk and you chant. And then it comes to your heart, all this understanding for reality. It's for real, you know. Sorry, Kavi Karnapur, he left. He wants to talk.
No, I think he's still here. He just lowered his hand down, but I think he still has something to say.
Yes, of course.
Can I put him on mute?
Yes, I'm sorry, my network just went off for a minute.
Are you working on an existing project?
So my network just went off for a minute, for a second, sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I just want to appreciate Mataji that I just remember one very practical example also from Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Sivananda Sena was taking all the devotees to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there's one particular devotee who is a pure devotee, totally surrendered to Krishna. And he is a Grihastha. And whatever he collects, he finishes a day because the Grihastha doesn't want to keep anything. But when they got to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Sivananda Sena because Sivananda Sena was like a manager. You know, he's used to managing devotee when they are going to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, going back. So he's managing everybody. He's like a manager. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Sivananda Sena particularly. He said, I've forgotten the name of the devotee particularly, but he told him, please, this my devotee is a very pure devotee. He doesn't keep for tomorrow, but he's a Grihastha. So please help me manage his funds. So just to buttress your point about planning. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. You know, dear devotees.
You are muted, Mataji. You are muted.
Thank you. I didn't understand, Sahadeva. The last things that he was saying, his conclusion.
No, he was saying that it is very important that, especially if someone is a Grihastha, he needs to plan, because Lord Chaitanya actually told Sivananda.
Oh, I understood. He made this connection with this pastime that somebody was keeping, and then Prabhupada said, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "You're Grihastha." Yes, you're Grihastha. It's according to nature. That's the person born like that, you know. The person born like that. Yeah, Karnapur.
Mataji, what I was saying, the devotee the devotee was a pure devotee. He never think of keeping for the following day. He always finish whatever he gets. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Shivananda saying, this my devotee is a grihasta. Please help me manage his money so that he can get for tomorrow, for future, like that.
Yeah.
But he was pure. He was pure. Because bhakti is for ashram, for varnas, for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, next.
Well, I just wanted to say, I'm sure devotees, especially on this platform, I'm sure at this point would know that when someone asks a question, does not mean that that is what the person believes in or thinks, but questions are asked so that there will be more awareness from the way it is answered for the betterment and the benefit of all listeners.
I believe you continue to ask if you're not happy with the answer, and this is a discussion, and I am answering according to my experience and as I know, but everybody can continue to ask the same questions to other people, and research is a good point. Can research,
Actually, there is no way anybody can say that pure devotees do not plan. Because in order for someone to open his mouth to speak, you plan. You think about it, but you think before you speak. Anyone who doesn't think before he speaks.
Because what is the misunderstanding? What is the misunderstanding? When it's complex, we think we shouldn't. And that's a very big mistake that we did.
Yeah.
A very big mistake. Okay.
We got to another.
Yes.
Please, you may unmute.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mother. Actually, I am enjoying your class today. But Mother, what can you say to this instruction given to a disciple by his guru? The disciple is living in an ashram, planning to be a grihasta. But his Guru Maharaj order is that he should not open any bank account, hence keeping any money. So we are talking of planning here. Can we say this order given by this guru is awkward? Can we say something in that regard?
Okay, so let me understand, because the sound system is not so good. So let me try to understand.
He's saying that someone is in the ashram and he is a brahmachari, but planning to become a grihasta. And because he wants to become a grihasta, he's planning to save some money. And his guru tells him never to save money. What does the devotee do?
Very good, very good. If you are in the brahmachari ashrama and then you have saffron clothes, and in your mind you're planning to be a grihasta, so take out the saffron and put white. That's the first thing you have to do. This is honest, okay? And then you have to negotiate with the temple whether you stay there and do some money to the temple and some money you save, or you maybe arrange another place to live, another place that's life, But the honest, like Radhanath Swami said, that brahmachari means no pocket. If you're I want to be a grihasta in the future, and because of that I want to take money, so you plan how many years you can stay. You yourself, your own decision and consequences. Oh, I want to stay 2 years in brahmachari ashram because I would be this age and I have this much of plan. So you be brahmachari for 2 years, and then you take out the saffron and you put the white. and then you do what you have to do. What he's saying is correct. You cannot keep money in saffron clothes. But what society could do, the leader, he could save some money for each person. This is a social responsibility that the society doesn't have. So you have to deal yourself as an individual, you have to deal with the society doesn't have as social responsibilities, proper, not established. Then you have to deal with that. So can you do this for me? The president should do. He doesn't want to do. You have to do yourself. Yourself cannot do in saffron clothes. And then you have to decide. This is just what we already spoke. We just spoke right now. You take decisions and get the consequences of your decisions. Okay?
So,
Prabhu?
yeah, Mother,
Yes.
Hare,
Yes.
what Hare Krishna, actually, this disciple that I'm talking about, he is not in a saffron cloth, actually, but he's staying in a temple, though. But to further this question, which of the ashram is not permitted to say? Because I learned this from some of the senior devotees that a devotee per se, saving in a bank is a sin, or it's an offense to save in a bank. If this statement is it correct?
Sahadev, just for me not misunderstanding, please repeat. The sound system.
He's asking. He's hearing so many things from so many senior devotees.
Okay.
And he's trying to follow his senior devotees.
Okay.
But sometimes certain things he hears from some of the senior devotees are baffling to him. So one thing he's heard from some senior devotees is that once you call yourself a devotee, it becomes sin for you to save money with the bank. How true it is? That's his question.
Becomes what? Safe. I don't understand.
Sin. It's a sin. It's a sin.
Sin?
Yes, to save money in the bank.
No. I don't think he heard that from how can I say, a bona fide guide. Let's speak like that. Not a devotee. A person can be a devotee, but not a good guide, or doesn't have good experience, or doesn't know. I'm sorry, Anadinidanam Prabhu. This is completely wrong. Completely wrong. Everybody has money in the banks. The sannyasis, they have money in the bank. Where they put the money? So who said that? Why? No. No, this is not correct. I'm sorry. You can ask other people, ask bona fide people. Don't ask people they are confused. Fanatics, don't do that. Okay, that's my advice to you. This is wrong. And this if this person tells you that NITYA KISHORE said that you are wrong, and if you want to talk about that, you call her and ask Sahadeva my number.
Well,
this is an absurd. This is an absurd, actually. Not wrong, but it's an absurd.
Yeah, actually, if devotees are not supposed to keep money in the bank, then the society should not keep money in the bank also. But the society has money in the bank. Every organization has money in the bank. Well, thank you for the answer, NITYA KISHORE Devi.
Sorry. Just being real.
Anyone else with something to say before we call it a day? We thank you so much, NITYA KISHORE, for your practical teachings. Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I think about a month or so ago, we shared a video, a short clip video. Oh, you were here, NITYA KISHORE. You were giving class that day. Because I remember you said you were in that sitting when Srila Prabhupada's last born was speaking about Srila Prabhupada. And he shared how Srila Prabhupada called him and spoke to him and told him he was going to leave them to come to the West and what he wanted him to do in his absence. So this is planning. This is pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada planning. Hare Krishna. So,
No, but you know, the confusion is because they are thinking that Prabhupada's plan is for Krishna. When I do plan for myself, it's not for Krishna, it's for me. I shouldn't listen, Sahadev. I shouldn't do anything for me. Everything what I do for me is Maya. Look at that, Sahadeva. You belittle you, then you become useless. You become useless for the preaching. You become useless for the society. You become useless for yourself. You don't have self-esteem. You're lost.
yeah.
They're thinking, Krishna, Prabhupada was planning for Krishna. I'm not planning for any temple. I'm just planning for my own comfort, my own house, my own fridge, my own food, my own... What's the problem? What's the problem? Please, please. Don't think you lose Krishna because of that. No. Today, nowadays, if I see a devotee in even a karmi sometimes asking money, I can donate.
Ananda.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So this is a misunderstanding that we cultivated because we twisted the meaning of the Prabhupada's explanation, and we put this very small, and then we got old, and then we go to the society and tell, I need that day. No, we cannot help you. And even if they can, they have a policy not to give, not to help. So take care of your own life, take decisions about your financial life. Your financial life is one thing. Your relationships, something else. Your diet, your exercise, something else. And then there is your sadhana. There is your spiritual life. Not a mess, a pot with everything mixing. Not like that. Your sadhana is your sadhana. Your spiritual life is your spiritual life. Your financial life. You have to be very aware of what you're going to do, how you're going to work. You know, so problem number one. Oh, university is Maya. Please follow the chain of thoughts that I'll give you right now, just for reflection. We misunderstood that go to university is Maya. No, you go to 7th canto of SRIMAD Bhagavatam, who is saying that education makes people, education aims to make people atheists. Who is saying this? Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Prabhupada in the 7th canto of SRIMAD Bhagavatam quoted a very amazing explanation of Bhaktivinoda Thakur about that point. It's not saying don't go to university. It's saying the education aims are not correct. Then what devotees understood, pay attention please. What devotees understood, I shouldn't go to university. I will become an atheist. So then what happened to them? They didn't get any profession. By that, their salary, their economic situation went down a little bit because they don't have options. Like nowadays, sons and daughters of devotees are dentists, doctors. They have their own cars, their own apartments, their own houses, and they are very good devotees, preaching, going to the temple, giving donations of their lives. It doesn't destroy their life going to university. No, they just learn how to be doctors, how to be dentists. Yesterday in the Ratha Yatra, not yesterday, on Sunday in São Paulo, I saw many Srila Prabhupada disciples' sons and daughters, or devotees' sons and daughters, dentists, doctors, professionals, lawyers. They were all there pulling the Ratha Yatra card. No problem. But we understood differently. So many of my peers and God brothers, God sisters, nowadays, they have no money for health treatment, for dentists, and the worst of everything, many farmers in Brazil keep hotels in their farms. The price is so high that the devotees in the past that helped to buy these properties, they cannot stay there for one night because they cannot pay. So I'm sorry, I was very mild talking about the situation. Situation is much worse than we can think. When an adult person, they confused their duties. The consequences are very bad for themselves, for their families, and for the society. So spread that. Think about that. Observe the consequences and think about that very carefully, is what I have to say.
Thank you so much, NITYA KISHORE Devi. Thank you.
Thanks to you. Bhakti Damodara is here in Brazil.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
You know, yes.
I know him. I love him. And if he says not good things, you just tell him. Maharaj, I don't agree with you. What is this? Just tell him. Me and Maharaj, we worked together in Mayapur many times. He was fighting in Brazil for his position. Now he's so good. They have so many disciples. Brazilian devotees, they love him. He's very nice. And I have to meet him. I only met very quick in the Ratha Yatra, and then he was just like, look at me, oh, NITYA KISHORE. I remembered you other programs. Brindavana, Mayapur, Bangladesh. So nice. And I'll meet him somewhere. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to check his agenda and check my agenda and then meet Maharaj.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you so much. I have to finish here, huh?
Yes. Dear devotees, please, we're humbly going to request you all to kindly unmute, and we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker, Hare Krishna Devi Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ananta Kuti Vaishnava Bindeki Jai, Nitai Gura Pimenande.
Jai Srila
Praise
Prabhupada.
Nitai Kishore Devi Dasi Mataji Ki Jai.
Srila Prabhupada aqui. ISKCON África aqui. Jai Gora Premanande. Gouranga.
NITYA KISHORE Mataji.
Salika.
Are you hearing me,
Salika,
Mataji?
we're still online.
Yes,